Hello? So today we're going to talk about ARMS, how most first-person shooter games are lying to you, and I'm also going to make a robot. So it's been a while since my last game development video. I've had exams and I've been trying to enjoy the first part of my holidays and do a little bit of game dev here and there. Haven't done a lot of like coding functionality stuff. I've mostly just been messing around with Blender and 3D modeling and that kind of stuff, and also talking to a close friend about some story ideas, which is pretty premature. But it's always fun to talk about story stuff. I am not ready to share story stuff with you quite yet, but just know it's pretty fire. Anyways, let's get right into it. The vast majority of first-person shooter games have the player's arms visible at pretty much every point. Sometimes you'll have the legs visible too, which is always a nice touch. Now, the way that this is achieved differs greatly between games, but the most common approach is to attach a camera directly to a set of arms. And this is easy because when the camera rotates, the arms rotate with it. However, what this means is if you implement multiplayer at some point, you have to create a whole different set of animations and a full player model for other people in the match to see. And if your game has third-person view as well, when the camera switches, you're gonna be switching out the arms model with a full body model that also has its own set of animations. In the case of multiplayer, this means that what a person sees on their screen is quite disconnected from what other players might see in the game. Now, I've been wanting to kind of create a character, a protagonist for my game for a while, and a lot of that is because I'm quite excited about the story that we have kind of started to come up with. There's a really great article on this website about true first-person cameras. This is in Unreal Engine 4, but the general concepts are still applicable. And basically the idea is you just use one full body model and you attach the camera to where the head would be. Rather than doing this floating arms approach, you actually have a full body mesh with a head that can move around, and then you attach the camera to the head bone. There's a bunch of blending that you have to do and a couple of tricks to make sure that the camera stays steady. But overall, that is the approach. That's what I've been doing. I've been working on creating a little dude, and I don't really want to have to do a separate set of animations for his arms and a separate set of animations for his full body if I ever add co-op. And I was just kind of curious about this full body approach to first-person video games, so that's what I've been messing around with. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Desmo. This is the first iteration of our player character Desmo. I think he's really cute. I'm still really horrible at Blender, but this was my first attempt at creating something that kind of looked like a human. The good part about making him a robot is that each of his little limbs and stuff, they're all separate objects, and so rigging him up was actually kind of easy. For animations, I could just use some of the standard Unity third-person animations and put it on this dude. Here he goes. This would give you an idea of how this game might look in multiplayer. He can jump. There's a few other little motions that I'm in the middle of adding, like leaning and stuff like that. I'm pretty happy with how this dude looks. So to be more specific, I have two layers in the player animator right now. I've got a movement layer, which controls his legs and the feet inverse kinematic points. And in that I have this running blend tree, which basically blends between all the different animations. These animations work for any humanoid model, and I'll put a link in the description to download them. For the upper body layer, this is where I messed with the chest, arms, hands, and face, and I just have lean left and lean right animations, which I will show you now. So to achieve all of this, I'm currently using Unity's new animation rigging preview package, and this lets me do everything in the editor rather than writing code, because I'm lazy. Now I've got different rig layers which I can adjust the weight of. If I adjust the weight of this lean right rig layer, you can see him leaning right, and the same with leaning left. Now the gun is staying in the same position, but if I set this lean left animation state to be default, I haven't got any triggers for this yet, but you can see in the animation I've actually moved the gun as well. And the same is true for lean right, I've got the gun moving there. Now it doesn't look super good, but it is perfectly fine for now. Now there's still some improvement to be made in first person, particularly with this hand grips. I need to create some animation clips for that to actually work properly, but for now it looks okay. I might even disable the arms and just kind of work on some actual functionality next, because I'm a little bit tired of playing around with rigging and animation. But I like the fact that you can see a shadow, you can look down and see your legs moving, and you know, it looks pretty good. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all I've got right now. I would like you to that like button if you think Desmo is kind of cute, and smash that subscribe button if you want to see more of this game that I'm working on. I will see you guys next time. Ciao!